After the brilliant comeback show from yesterday, we're going to keep the show on the road and bring you just a couple of picks each from Fairyhouse. My first pick is going to be in the first race, Not On Time, trained by Paul Nolan. He made his chase debut at Downpatrick the start of last month, finishing third in that one. It wasn't a bad race now, it had some nice sorts in it. He's up and trip here, which I can't see being a big issue. But what stands out personally for me, anyway, is his price. He's 14 to 1, which is absolutely huge. He's very overpriced there, and I'm going to go each way here.
So we take a look at Fairyhouse today. In the 115, I'm going to start with ONBARNEY. This is one of the more obvious contenders of the day, given that he's won his last two, albeit off lower marks. But he won over 2 miles 4 and 2 miles 6 recently, running off and 2 mile 5 today. So given that he stays and handles the ground, I don't think he should have too bad of a chance here today, and I think that most of the early prices gone. I think he's about 64 there now. So although it is short, he has form on ground, so I can see him giving another bold show in here today.
My second selection is Gordon Elliott trained FAKIERA, who runs in the 215. Look, he's been fierce unlucky so far in his career, never getting that win. He's finished second three times now in his 5 races. Finished behind the likes of Politess and Jon Snow, who are both fairly good hurdlers. I think he'll break his duck here and win. Jack Kennedy's in the saddle. I think Gordon's been putting off racing him now until he's made sure he's found a race that he's going to win. He's 13 to 8 for this, but I do fancy him to do the business here and get the job done in this one.
Moving on to my second pick of the day, I'm going to go for Tugari in the 145 for Tom Mullins. Won on the flat recently at Fairyhouse on heavy ground. He stayed very, very well that day. He beat Fujimoto Flyer of Emmett Mullins, who was runner-up in a Grade 2 hurdle last year at Kempton. Having watched his run at Killarney over hurdles the last day, I think he jumped really well. He had an amateur on board that day, and he just didn't seem to settle. Turning onto the home straight, he was still on the bridle. Finished off the race quite well, although he was tailed off on the 7th. But I think they gave him a very sweet ride that day. He's in there at 13 to 2, so good each way value in that there.
My last pick will hopefully end today on another high for myself again. I've gone for Mattie's Mountain in the 315. This is the sort of horse I was exactly looking for today. A horse who will absolutely relish the heavy ground, and one that's very well handicapped. This lad finished 6th last time out in a better race than this, and he even got dropped a pound for it. It was also his first run back since March, so he definitely needed it. He's also down a trip here, which is only going to help over the heavy ground. I think as long as he can get over the hurdles, he's going to be the one to beat here, and there's a good bit of value in him at 9 to 2. And hopefully, all going well, he will end my day off with a winner.
Moving on then to my third and final selection of the day, I'm going to go into the bumper this time. In the 415, I'm going to go for DELIGHTFANTASTIC. There was lots to like about his last run in a bumper at Punchestown for the jockey and trainer. This horse was actually entered up in the very hot bumper at Cork on Sunday, but didn't get declared for that race. Instead, they come up here, and I already see there that he's been back from 12 to 1 on the 6s, so I would give him a massive each way chance here. It's great to be back, Ryan, doing some selections for Fairyhouse today. I think things went really well for us at the Curragh. You started off very, very well, and I have to say you kept the show on the road. You managed to get a couple of winners late on in the day. I think we both ended up with 3 winners for the day, so that was very impressive. And then a couple of each way selections, you had 2 placed and I had 1. So hopefully we can continue that form on to Fairyhouse today and get some more winners for the folks.